Welcome to What's Going On, the newest, hippest, baddest, hottest show on WBGR Entertainment Network. We are having so much fun in 2019. I am so glad that you are here watching us on WBGR, the WGO What's Going On. And today I have this lovely couple who gave me a yes to come on this show. I am so happy. They are so wonderful. You know what? They are so hot that we had to give them two segments. They are. Wow. I mean, really, we had to give them two segments. They're doing so much in the kingdom of God. I introduced to you, for some who don't know them, Chris and Helen Holmes. Hey, y'all, welcome them. I hope y'all are tuning in. Don't turn, because this is going to be an engaging conversation. So we have part one. We're going to talk about the music ministry. Part two, Tammy Padilla is going to come on and talk with them about the marriage ministry that they faithfully represent. Because I do be watching late at night. I may not say something sometimes, but I do be watching. Thank you guys for coming, and I do thank you for taking the opportunity to stop by this show. So what's going on?
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for
It's good to be here. It's been a long time coming.
Oh yes, it has been a long time coming.
But we're glad to be here today.
Yes, and y'all are one of the first. We did January, and now we're in February. And so I was so glad when you accepted. But I have a few things for y'all. But first, let's just say who they are. They are music ministers at their church. Yes. So do y'all do that like co-ministers? Is that a co-minister thing?
I assist him.
Yeah. You assist him. Okay, husband assists, wife assists husband. They are ministers of music, ministers of the marriage ministry. Now, are you the ministers of the marriage ministry at your church? Or
No.
Okay, so I was just asking. We're going to leave that to Tammy. That question just came to mind. So I'm gonna try to keep it separated.
Right.
It's kind of hard to do
that y'all do, because y'all work together.
Yes.
I can see if he was doing something separately and you were doing something separately. But let's get down to the questions, because I want to know more about you, and I'm sure the audience wants to know about you. But I went snooping around, looking. But some things I already know, but some things I don't know. And so one of the little nosy things I wanted to know is that I know both of you sing, but when did you know that this would be a team effort?
When did we know? I think it just evolved into a team effort, because at first I'm passionate about praise and worship, and I was doing my thing, and I recorded two singles, and I've always wanted her to be a part of it, but we have four children, and she was taking care of the children, and I was gone, and our children are grown up now, where they can take care of themselves more. So in maybe the last 2 or 3 years, we've come together with the music ministry, and it's been an amazing thing. It's been a big shift, and from what I was doing to on my own to bring her in. I feel much better when she's around.
Oh, totally that is so precious.
Totally do.
Oh, he's brownie points. Yes, yes, that's all right. That's all right, though. So you presently work at the as ministers of music at Deliverance Church of Christ.
Yes, exactly.
In
Capital Heights, Maryland.
Well, Capital
Heights, Maryland. So how did this come about? Let's go back even further.
Wow.
I think I saw somewhere that y'all been knowing each other for a very long time. So I'm trying to just stay on music, but y'all been knowing each other for a long, long time. So were you singing?
Well, I've been singing all my life.
Okay.
Yeah, but basically we started singing together in high school.
Okay.
We were in the gospel chorus.
Okay.
Okay, so upon graduating, we were in an ensemble.
Choir. One
voice. And then we were in. Then he branched off and began doing what God called him to do. And so it was first Chris Holmes and Friends. Then
didn't know about that.
Chris Holmes and Still Waters. So then God, in him evolving, that's when God put him out there on his own to become a solo artist. So And then I would just accompany him whenever.
Okay, so how did it branch off into being the ministers of music at your church?
How long you been doing that?
Since maybe about 11 years now.
Wow.
The Living Church of Christ, I grew up in that church.
Right.
It's a family church, and I was always a musician. And then I started leading worship. And at that time, my cousin Kevin Bland, he was the minister of music. Then God had more things for him, and then he went on to another ministry, and it was handed to me.
Okay,
at
so
that time.
did you know what you were doing at that time when you became the minister, the worship leader? Do we really know what we're doing a lot of times when we have that position?
I knew I wanted to worship, but as we know, along with leading worship, there's a management and a business side that comes along with it. So
True.
in totality, no, but I knew I was called to worship. And God already knew that he was going to call me to worship. So the management side was already inside of me. So I just developed that even more along with, leading worship. So we grew together, the management as well as the worship leader.
And when did you pull Helen in that?
I've always been a part
Even
of
in
it.
11 years?
Okay. And I would even go back and say the management part came because he was the leader of groups prior to becoming the minister of music at our church. So pretty much, yeah, it's just always.
Ever since I pulled her from North Carolina.
Well, it goes. We're high school sweethearts, but that's the marriage part.
Okay, so how did he get you from North Carolina? If y'all
my father was pastoring in North Carolina, and I moved down there when I was about 22. About 22 years old.
Yeah.
And
because
I grew up
here. I'm getting the good stuff.
I'm born and raised here.
And you went
to North Carolina to support my dad and my mother. And because they had moved down there as well. God called my dad down south. So I went down there when I was about 22 years old. We were already dating. So 5 years in before I left, and then 5 years while I was there. And then the rest is history.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
He brought me back from work.
Brought it back.
We are getting the good stuff today because you don't know if you don't ask.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Wow. So that is beautiful that y'all are working together. You don't find that too much where, maybe a couple is doing the worship or leading the worship at the church.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so good because I want to ask another question. So y'all worship like that at home? How you say we worship at home, and when you worship, you can easily do it at church? Is that who y'all are?
I would say more so he's more open with his. See, I have the freedom. Our children are at school, but while I'm home.
Okay.
So I get to worship and have it all to myself, so I don't have to, make any apologies or anything. But we definitely see him doing it. It's nothing for him to grab his guitar, go to the bedroom or wherever, and he's playing and worshiping. So he'll have his own private concerts at home, and we're used to it. We're immune to it.
Good. Now, I sent y'all some questions, but I got another question.
That's fine.
So, is it easy for a man to worship? Is it easy for a man? A lot of times, some churches, they just fast, clap, clap, clap. What about that worship? Can you tell the men that it's easy to worship God? It
is easy to worship God. I think we live in a society when we teach men that showing your emotion is not masculine. And I think that's why a lot of men don't get involved, because if you look at worship, it's a lot of women, their hands raised, they're crying. So
more expressive.
So men looking at that, they're like, okay, that's not me. But I'm just a crybaby anyway. I'm just a total crybaby anyway. And that's one of the things that I totally want to do. Let men know it's okay to be expressive and release what you feel in the midst of worship. Because, God has been totally good to us, and giving him praise and letting some tears. He's been so good. Those tears are worth every dime that they drop, because he's done great things. He's done amazing things. And sometimes words just can't express. So I think for the most part, most men, it's kind of tough. Because even when I started worshiping, before I was leading worship, I struggled with lifting my hands.
Okay.
But, I grew into it.
Okay.
as I became a worship leader, you know, it's no problem now.
So in worship, it puts you in, to me, like in front of God.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm just sharing because that
Totally.
we want people to understand it's just that easy.
Mhm.
You know, we do the praise, you know, and we clap and we have that fast song, but we got to get into the place of that we feel that we know we're at the throne of God.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
man, you heard it right
Yeah.
here. He wants to have a class for you guys. A conference is
Yeah.
coming soon.
All right, let's do
You
it.
heard it
Let's
right
go, let's
here.
do it,
A
let's
men's
do it.
conference
Let's do
is
it.
coming, so the men can learn how to worship.
Exactly.
Hey, I want to praise God just for hearing that.
Yeah. Totally.
Wow. See, you know, this will be the first show that we sit up here and praise God, but we do praise God.
And
We-
one thing for men to worship, it's very encouraging to women.
yes.
Women, we want to see that.
Yes, yes, we do.
We want to. We don't want to be in a place where we feel like
Yes.
we're taking over anything. We
Yes.
love and enjoy watching men worship God.
Now that is the truth.
But when you
Yes.
look in the Bible, when it comes to worshiping, who are the people worshiping in the Bible?
What's the men?
Men.
What's
It's
the
more
Some-
men.
They lost their place.
It's
some kind
more
of way.
men. Paul and
Yeah.
Silas locked in jail, sang and praised
crazy.
God.
Yeah.
David sang to God all the time. You
Yeah.
know, so in the Bible, there's a strong representation of men worshiping.
That's right.
So, but you know, but that's the planet.
Pre-conference right here in the room. You don't have to pay for this. This is F R, my favorite commercial. E.
E. Exactly. Exactly.
Look, y'all. Pre-conference. Chris Holmes. He's ready. I'm telling you, he's
okay,
ready.
let's go.
So more questions. So, what music projects have you released?
I released a song called Everlasting Love and a song called All That I Need.
I remember All That I Need. All That I Need. Someone else did it though.
No,
Oh
that
no,
was
I
her.
recorded.
You recorded that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as well as releasing my own music, I've written for Stephen Hurd. So that makes me a Stella Award-winning songwriter because he won a Stella off that. I've written for Jeremiah Hicks.
Yes.
All right now.
Holy is Our God.
Yes.
And Maria Jenkins. I've written for her. So along with, you know, me recording those and I've written for a few people.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And Helen, were you a part of those projects?
I would say I helped him arrange.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm the writer, she's the arranger.
Arranger.
Yeah, I say here's a song, arrange it, you know. So it's
We're
still
gonna
a
get that
team.
straight. The wife had a part of it.
Yeah.
She's a songwriter in her own right as well.
Oh, I believe that.
She's totally
I
a
believe that because
songwriter,
I
yeah.
came to something that y'all had, and it was for songwriters or worshipers.
Exactly.
And I was totally blown away. I think I put it on y'all Facebook. I received more than what I came for.
Oh,
I don't remember.
How to lead worship in your own
Yeah,
skin when we
yeah,
had our
yeah, uh-huh.
we
And
had
the
our
people
finale.
that-
Yeah,
yes,
we had our finale.
That
together.
was and Helen shored up everybody's song.
Yeah.
It was like it was her own.
Yeah.
And that's how you know she's a songwriter because
Oh, you told me.
she could grab hold of their song and
Totally.
push it.
She is an artist in her own right.
She pushed them songs. But anyway,
Yeah.
I had a great time. Y'all need to do that again.
I think we
Okay.
will.
Yeah, we are.
Oh yes. Do you currently have any music under construction?
Yes.
Oh, what about that song? I love you. Was it?
Yes,
I
that's
Love
one
Me
of
Some
the
You.
songs.
That's one. I'm still under construction. Y'all,
Uh-huh.
okay,
Yeah.
good. I love
Yes,
that song.
Yes.
So we have praise and worship music, and then we also have what we call as life music as well. You know, songs that can relate to every day. Anyone, any walk of life can listen to the
Now,
music.
are you sure it's okay to be having that love music from Christians? Come on now.
Yeah, because when
Why
I
not?
when I want to get intimate with my wife, I can't pull out Shirley Caesar or
Oh.
John P. Key. You know.
We're on our way to heaven. Let me see.
Right. So I totally believe that there's a place for that.
Definitely.
You know? There's totally a place for that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Good, but so you are sure about that, and you're pushing it in that direction, to having the love
Exactly.
music, the life music, and of
Exactly.
course your worship
Definitely.
music. Praise
Definitely.
the
And
Lord.
we totally believe that, you know, if God is in you, He's going to come out, and no matter what you sing. Case in point, I was at City Winery with my friend PJ Morgan, and I sang a song that I wrote called "A Million Things," and it was just about being thankful. And it was a great response, and grown men were coming crying, saying, you know, that song really changed my life. We didn't say Jesus, we didn't say God, but it was just.
But he was all in it.
It was all in it, and we almost went into a big praise. But but the saints that were in there were holding themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because we were going to turn City Winery into church. Because there's
nothing wrong with that.
It's nothing wrong.
Because you have to touch people where they are. You can't beat them upside their head. You know, I'm trying to give you God, but give me some understanding. Show me you.
Exactly.
Give me you. Let me
give them something that's relevant. Something they can relate to.
Yeah,
exactly.
I need some help. Just whatever the topic could be.
That's right.
You got to be relevant to people. And that sounds good.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, what are you doing now for the body of Christ? I know that you're doing so much. You got a whole lot. And I think I lost my paper. I had handwritten some stuff like when worshipers meet, anytime worshipers meet, and something more. Tell me all the conferences, the titles, because we're going to run out of time soon. Tell me some of the things that you're having or had or upcoming.
Well, actually, this Saturday on February 16th, we're doing When Worshipers Meet.
February 16th.
Well, When Worshipers Meet is a monthly gathering that we have at our church to educate the congregation as well as the singers and musicians on understanding their role in worship. Because the moment you say this is the congregation and this is the praise team, it's a psychological separation. And they sit back and they wait for you to sing the songs to take them where they want to go. So in our church, if your name is on the roll, you're part of the praise team. So when praise and worship happens, everyone is ready to engage. And that's what we teach on. And when worshipers meet, and finding your identity in worship, because worship can be very intimidating.
That's right.
Because some people run, some people jump, some people cry, and if you come in the door and you see someone running, you say that's not me, then you're like, well, I can't worship. But that was one of the first lessons we taught, finding your identity in worship. If you're a crier, cry. If you fall to your knees, fall to your knees. If you just raise your hands, you raise your hands.
We shouldn't browbeat people into what we think their worship should look like.
Exactly.
We should let them be expressive.
That's right. That's
so could you express yourself right now on the guitar? Could you express yourself? Because we got 1 minute to express yourself before this commercial.
Okay.
Wow, my husband would be playing me to sleep. Oh, baby, I need to go to sleep right now. Could you please play the guitar?
I think we laugh more than anything.
Yeah, we do a lot of laughing.
Oh, wow.
Close to you, I cry for your holy presence. You are all that I need, and I desire to be close to you. Close to you. I cry for your holy presence. You are all that I need, and I desire to be. You are all that I need, and I desire to be. You are all that I need, and I desire to be close to you.
So sweet.
You are too.
That was so nice. I didn't have to do that. Okay, was that a worship?
Yes.
It sounds like it could be to one another as well.
Yeah, exactly. Originally it's definitely to God. It's verses and things too, but we just went straight to the chorus.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Y'all did more than what I thought. Okay. Y'all are some good. These are some good people right here. Now we did the pre-men's conference. These are great people. He's ready to lead some men into some true worship. With Helen by his side, they're going to conquer the world. Now, you got to reach. Now, there's another segment coming, and they'll be able to give more information about how to get in contact with them. But right now, we're going to a commercial break, and we'll be back with Tammy Padilla doing the second portion of this great couples interview. Amen? Ooh, we got an amen on the show. Amen.
Amen.
Are you ready to make a move in 2019? House buying in any market is a serious undertaking. Claudette Proctor of Fairfax Realty Premier is ready to assist you. Are you a first-time home buyer? Or are you ready to upsize or downsize your living arrangements? Claudette Proctor is ready to help you now. Call 301-325-7353 for a free consultation. Make the call today. Claudette Proctor, a realtor of integrity and service.
That was good. It goes by really fast. I know. Okay, I guess we're back. That was a sign. So we're sitting here like, we're waiting. So we're back, and I am so excited. We're back with Helen and Chris Holmes. Did you hear him saying? I missed it. Like, I couldn't be in the room. I wanted to be in here so I could feel what y'all were doing. You know, that's just power. So I'm here to talk to you all about the marriage ministry. You all have an awesome marriage ministry. I know that you all have been together a total of 29 years, but you've been married for, is it 19 years?
Next
19?
Next month. 19 years.
19 years. Celebrate. That's a good thing. Yes.
Totally.
I celebrate with you as well. So, in doing your ministry in marriage, how did that come about? What prompted that?
Well, the marriage piece is more so was my baby.
Okay.
So we just got to a place that in life we just began to put our desires and what we love to do together. Make it work together. Music and marriage. So, I mean, we wrote our first song some years ago during a really dry season in our marriage.
Okay.
And it was the music that God allowed us to come back together and get ourselves together.
All right. Y'all write some songs. If y'all having some issues, write some songs.
Yes. It works.
Right.
It works.
Yes.
It works.
So you took that and you ran with it. Now you all have this saying that I love. You said marriage is like a car.
Yes.
You got to keep maintenance done on
That's
that
right.
to keep it
That's
up.
right.
So maintenance.
Who drives around on flat tires?
Exactly.
Not me.
No.
Not me.
Exactly.
You're not going to get anywhere.
Don't do that. Don't do that. So you all started. So what did you start doing first? Because I know you all personally as friends and family, and as I got to know you all were doing it on Facebook. You all were coming on Facebook. If you haven't seen them, check them out at 10:30.
Right.
Talking about marriage and other things. You all have a plethora of topics that you all covered. So how did you get there?
Well, I would say once we did First Baptist Church of Glen Arden.
Yes.
We were invited out as their vocalists, their music,
Worship leaders.
and worship leaders. We did a little concert at their marriage retreat, and I was good and pregnant with our youngest one, and Pastor Jenkins, he saw more.
Yes,
And
exactly.
he spoke into our lives.
Wow.
And even before we even recognized it, he saw it, and we just carried it on from there.
So were you ready when he spoke that? Were you all like, nah, or were you like, it might be something to this?
Well, I'm like, okay, well, what? Like, I didn't know what, though,
Right.
you know. So it was just the question, what is it?
Okay.
What are we supposed to do?
All right. And so then you all moved into this season of we're going to share the ministry with others, married couples. Were you all talking to singles as well too?
Well, now we do.
Okay, now you do.
No, we just involve the whole family.
Okay.
Yeah, the way our ministry is very unique. Even speaking with Beverly when we were singing "Close to You," she was like, "Well, that sounds like a love song, and it sounds like a God song as well." And that's just the unique way that God has put us together as far as in our music and even in our speaking. And we tell singles all the time when we're on Facebook Live that these principles can be applied to your life in singleness, and we give them very direct ways they can apply. So just because we're talking about marriage, principles never change.
They never change.
So it's a weird good way where what we do just blends through natural life and spiritual life at the same time, as well as single and married.
Yeah, we try to be very practical, not try to, I guess what do they, when they call it deep?
Right.
Spiritual deep.
Right.
We try not to go that route. We want to keep it very basic. We want to keep it practical so that any and everyone that's listening, they can embrace it. It can be relevant to them. They can be familiar with whatever we're talking about, because we really, like you said, we deal with some very heavy topics.
You do, and I'm going to read some of those topics because I was like, oh, come on now, I probably need to go and just sit and listen. So they talked about affair prevention and recovery, communication, finances. Now we know that's a huge thing when it comes to marriage, as well as men issues, rebuilding trust. Roles in marriage, sex and intimacy, the 5 love languages, women issues, and mentoring. So of those topics, like, what is your favorite one that you just like, we're going to talk about that one again, let's do it?
Well, we got a lot of people that tuned in when we dealt with the sex.
Of course.
Sexless marriages.
It was sexless marriage.
Okay. Is that a thing?
It's a big thing.
Is that a thing?
Oh
Tammy,
yeah.
You sound like I said, that's not in my house.
Sexless marriages. Is that one? Okay.
Yeah, we told.
Go ahead.
You can go ahead.
It I know it's the enemy, because before marriage, the same enemy,
be honest,
makes you put you in a position or predicament where you act like you it's like you can't be without it. Then you get married, and then nobody's doing nothing.
Okay.
I'm like, the devil is a liar.
He's a liar.
Exactly. Hello.
The devil is a liar. We've declared it here.
Exactly.
On WGO. Declare it is a lie.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all love and share this thing, because people need to hear about this.
That's right. God made it and He ordained it in marriage.
Gift. Yes, in marriage.
That's right.
And if you're not having sex in your marriage, that's a problem. That's a sign that there is a major problem.
There's an alarm going off. Woo,
yeah.
Women, if you're sitting there and you're like, I ain't want to be bothered, you just heard it.
Yeah.
Just heard it.
That's a problem.
So one thing I want to say that I think is so awesome, even though you say you're not deep, not deep with it, you do relate it to the word.
Yeah,
you are
definitely
issuing the word as you're talking about that. And what I really love, because I tune in every now and then, and Helen be like, because the word says, Mary did this, or you give an example of what actually happened.
It's going to definitely be word based.
Yes. And that's, I think, is so wonderful, because even if they don't go to church,
that's right,
and they're tuning in, they're getting the word.
That's right.
They are getting the word.
That's how it goes.
Yes, that's how it goes. So, blended families. Parenting, homeschooling. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, personally, I don't homeschool. I am a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
I like to call it a chief home executive.
I get ready to say, because that's a business within itself. I'm not joking. That's
a resume.
I was home for a minute after I retired.
Yeah.
I was like, let me go back to work.
Yeah.
It's a business.
Yeah. I've been home going on 17 years.
Okay.
So 17 of the 19 years we've been married, I've been home.
Okay.
So it's been a major task.
All right.
It was not my desire.
Mm-hmm.
I had no desire to come home. I was a working woman.
All right.
And
you still are.
Well, you know,
Yeah, right.
the 9 to 5.
Right.
The 9 to 5 outside of the home, the 9 to 5,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a God ordained, inspired thing, and it took a minute for even both of us to embrace and adjust to it, and because you're pretty much, it's almost like your whole world is what you were familiar with is no more.
Okay.
So yeah, but God gives us the grace. He gave me the grace. I would say him too.
Exactly.
Because it affects him too.
Teamwork.
Because
right?
he now is the full breadwinner for the home, and so the finances completely fell on him.
Okay.
I didn't share any of it, that weight, but we learn it and continue to learn how to again make it work to put it together. So
okay, but you're doing well. I mean,
thank God. It wasn't always easy.
Businesses out of this
union.
Totally.
Yeah,
Totally.
it was not always easy.
Okay.
I'll let anyone know it's not easy, but it's possible.
And she used the finger, ladies.
Yep.
It is not easy. So make sure you understand.
But it's possible. Yeah.
You got to work. It's work.
Oh yeah, you're
everything.
Gonna work. Oh, you're gonna work.
Anything you love, you got to work.
You're
for
going to.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
So with the marriage retreats that you all do, what do? You go out and are you singing, or are you a part of the ministry, the people that are on the deity, they're speaking? What are you doing?
It's a little bit of both, I totally believe that God has given us the 1-2 punch with music and speaking as well.
Okay.
And it gives us an opportunity to speak life into couples and sing life into couples. And I look at it because I'm an ordained minister as well. And when I started, when I was ordained, people were asking me, well, are you going to stop singing now? I was like, no. Because we look at it as a tool belt. And whatever the job calls for, you pull that tool out. So if someone needed to be sang to in order to be touched by God, preaching is not going to work.
Right.
If someone needed to be preached to in order to be touched by God, singing is not going to work.
Okay.
So you just pull out the tool for the job, and God lets you know which tool is needed.
So I think you have more of a tool box than a tool belt, because that tool belt probably be down on the floor so heavy. They got a lot going on. So couples ministry. 2 more days is going to be the 14th. February,
That's your birthday.
The 14th. It's Miss Helen's birthday.
Yes.
She a love baby, y'all.
Yes.
February the 14th, Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Wow. So can you share what's going on Valentine's Day? Are you all going out? What y'all doing?
Well, I always sit waiting.
Oh, I love it. With anticipation. Well, we won't ask what's going on. We just let you be surprised.
But my Valentine's to him, what I do and have been doing is I've been giving him pre-Valentine.
Okay.
We're going to Chick-fil-A with Phil Carter and his wife.
That we should. We should.
That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be going to Chick-fil-A or McDonald's with them.
Because one
you're
thing
watching
about it,
Phil.
our thing in our home, this is our home. We don't, even for Christmas. Because we give all year.
All year.
Yeah.
We're like, don't wait for a particular day.
I'm with you.
To express your love or whatever. So even for now, my birthday has to be separated from Valentine's Day.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
I do.
when it comes to Valentine's Day, because he consistently expresses his love, now I'm always open to more.
Right. I know that's right.
Forms of expression. But
you all are a witness.
yeah, so I'm open. So, but at the same time, it's not like I wait for Valentine's Day to get something from him.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because I'm always receiving. Because we're in a place now. We were saying today, I was like, we like each other.
Totally.
Yeah.
Love is there. That's going to be,
Yeah.
even when you don't like each other, we love, but we literally,
Like
genuinely,
Right.
we like each other. Yeah, we do a lot of laughing.
And you can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to laugh.
Oh, we love it.
Good to laugh. So we got Valentine's Day, and you make a valid point about giving all year. Some people do wait until that day
Yeah.
and forget. So by the way, today is the 12th.
12.
Yes.
2 days. If you haven't gotten something, you late. might not get too much. You'll be getting leftovers right about there.
Yeah.
So,
Unless you're creative.
Right. And that's
I say be creative.
yeah.
Versus just
That's
making
the
it a
best.
gift thing, you know.
Yes.
Give gifts throughout the year, you know, sporadically, you know, and periodically. But if it's going, you know, Valentine's Day is more so a day of expression. How much I love you. So
Yes.
now that should be something.
Valentine's Day is overflow.
Yeah,
It's an overflow. It's the extra. It's the little bit more.
It's the glory room.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what do you enjoy most about your talk show that you all have? Because I really, really enjoy that.
What do we?
I was laughing and connecting with people, and just to know what you're doing is affecting other
That's
people's
right.
life. That's very affirming.
Yes, it is.
And you know, and a lot of people struggle with affirmation, but just to hear the testimonies and opportunities to do one-on-one coaching with different couples that we work with and to see the results, that's very affirming that you're on the right track. So, you know, that's really
And even
gratifying.
beyond the comments that come up, to be out in public, you know, just be with each other
Yeah,
on
you
your
better live-
own.
we better live right
It's
now.
like we have to be on our
You're a
P's
living
and Q's.
testimony,
Hello?
right?
So it's nothing. Hey, Helen. Hey, Chris. I'm like, hey.
Because being on live and the way social media is now, and if you watch people on a regular basis, you actually feel like
feel
you
like there's a
know
connection,
them.
right.
And you know, we get that from people when we're in the stores. You're like, you know, we were just at
Big
their
hugs.
right. Hey,
Right.
you just. And we're just, I guess they see the look on our face like, how are you doing?
Right.
I watch you on Facebook Live. So, you know, and we have our favorites that we look at and we just feel like we know them.
Yeah,
just
that's
by-
true.
So
That's true.
makes it feel like a home field.
That is so awesome. I am so excited that you all are here. So when you're having your show, you're talking to the people, you're ministering, how are you choosing what topics you're talking about? How do you all come up with those particular topics for the evening?
Some are planned and some are spontaneous.
Okay, is that an experience you all had or someone sparked a conversation and you
Probably
said,
both.
Yeah, sometimes it's just events that happen and you want to talk about it, or just praying and say,
Yeah.
hey God, you know, what should we talk about? Because there are times when we just don't know, and there are times when we just get on and see where the conversation goes. You know,
And just in life, we see what's going on in other individuals' lives that we may know or
Right.
may hear of, and we feel the need to talk about whatever that is. You know,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
So it depends.
so with the marriage thing, so let's say, you know, we are getting ready to close out here in a little bit. What is coming up next for Helen and Chris in the ministry? What do you all foresee your next steps or events that are coming up that you might be involved in a marriage?
well, we just came off of a marriage retreat this past weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, we feel it's very important that we're not always giving, but we're receiving. So we're receiving, and we got some great ideas.
That was
and-
our maintenance.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was our marriage maintenance.
I love
And
it.
so we have events coming up where game night for couples,
Okay.
and then we also have events where it's hands-on and just diving into your marriage and creating vision for your marriage. And a lot of people have sight for their marriage and don't have vision,
Right.
because sight is when you see what you see,
Right.
and
right,
that's
right.
how you respond. But when you have vision, you see the possibility. Miles Monroe quote. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. So with so no major events coming up here next. Concerts.
Well, this Saturday
anything?
we'll be doing praise and worship.
Yeah, when worship is needed.
No, for the couples.
Oh yes, we'll be with First Baptist Church
Yeah.
again on this
This Saturday morning.
leading worship for their couples event.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're in the process of recording as well. So a lot of events have been put on hold because, you know, with
Putting
the
the music.
recording within the next few weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
Within the next few weeks.
So they're telling me I have to wrap it up. Really? I'm having fun. Y'all having fun?
Totally,
Yeah.
totally.
Okay. So tell the people where they can contact you if they need to reach
That's on
out
him.
to you all.
On Instagram, it's Chris and Helen Holmes.
Okay.
Facebook is Chris and Helen Holmes.
Okay.
And you can reach us out there. And we're actually working on a website. chrisandhelen.net will be the website. So they can go and visit it real soon.
Yeah.
So we're in the process of working on that as well.
So it's real easy. Chris and Helen.
Yeah.
That's one L.
Facebook, one L.
Yeah.
So please look them up. Please tune into them on Facebook.
Yes.
Are you all doing it regularly at 10:30?
We're coming
What
back.
night?
Coming
Okay.
back, being more consistent.
And what
now.
night is that? Is that
It's every night.
every night? 10:30.
Right.
Tune in. Helen, Chris and Helen.
Chris and Helen.
All
Yes.
couples
All
need
couples.
counseling.
All couples need counseling.
All cars need maintenance.
Hello.
So all couples
All
need
need
counseling.
Yeah, because a lot of people, usually when people go to counseling, it's aggressive counseling where it's one-on-one and you have to spill out and say, well, this is what's going on. But if you do preventive counseling,
That's right.
like we go to First Baptist Church of Glenarm every month for non-invasive counseling, there's about 100 couples that are there and they give subjects and you talk about. So that's our marriage maintenance,
That's
right.
all couples.
Need
I don't care if you're in a good place, okay place, a bad place. Every couple needs some form
That's
of
right.
counseling.
Everybody needs some counseling. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
He said First Baptist of Glenart, and you said it's monthly they have?
Yes.
Every second
Every
Saturday
second Saturday.
Every second Saturday. So
at 6 o'clock p.m.
tune up the marriage. Tune your
Yeah.
marriage
Yeah.
up.
Yes.
We are here with Helen and Chris Holmes. It has been awesome having you all here.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Love you
truly
right back.
from the bottom of my heart.
Love you right
so
back.
we're going to go to a commercial and we'll be back. Do some exercise while you're out there. Do something. Yes. Work it out.
Pulling
We'll
that
be
good.
right back.
Blessed Touch, LLC, and Tammy Padilla present the new devotional, I Live for You, Lord, Nighttime Reflections. This devotional gives you a moment to reflect on your day. Think about what happens when your day passes in such a blur that your moments blend together in one steady, unbroken stream, or when your mind is flooded with the items on your to-do list with no time to breathe, much less give room to reflect on how each of your instances could have gone smoother. You may purchase this brand new devotional online at blessedtouchllc.com or contact the author directly at 240-406-5653. Welcome back. I know that you have been having a great time listening to this great duo, Chris and Helen Holmes, the music and the marriage ministry. They have a whole lot going on. Thank you, Tammy, for doing the marriage part. I got to hear a little bit of that, but I won't mention that 3-letter word that y'all were talking about.
Girl,
But
it was a good time. We had a good discussion. And look, I'm going to tune up the marriage, y'all. That's what we're talking about. It was good.
yeah,
It was
tune up
good.
your marriage.
It was good.
Now, if you really love your spouse, and if you really love your family, this segment is about saving our hearts. How about it? How about we live a long time? How about that?
Yes.
How about we take care of ourselves so we can enjoy one another for a very long time, that we can have those 30, 40, 50, 60-year marriages.
Yeah.
That would
Healthy.
be good.
Healthy.
Yeah.
For some reason, we've been on this kick about our bodies.
We have.
Yeah.
And it's not just a a resolution, not a resolution, but the what do you call those things that you make at the beginning of the
Yeah,
year?
that's a New Year's resolution.
New Year's resolution. Okay, let's make them. Let's at least shoot for a goal to lose weight, to be better, to be nicer, to be kinder, to save money. There's nothing wrong with setting goals, and if you fail to meet it, try again. Don't give up because you didn't meet it. Shoot for the stars. So today, we have information for you. We are not doctors.
No.
We're not nurses. But we do have some information. We did do a little digging for you, and you can do the same thing to save your heart. We have 9 steps for improving heart health. You could destroy your own body
Yes.
with just food alone. Eating the wrong food, you could destroy your heart. You could and your heart is what pumps blood to your entire body. And if the blood cannot flow, you're going to be sickly. And if the blood won't flow, you're going to be dead. So we're trying to wake our people and our peoples, whoever is living, whoever is listening, save your heart from the damage that you could do it. So today we're talking about preventive. And it is never too late to change. So, but today we're talking preventive, and anything that you hear today, please talk to your doctor about it.
Exactly.
We are not doctors and we are not nurses. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about that's on my list, one of the 9 ways to save your heart is spend less time sitting, move. More time moving. Remember that one show that we had a couple of weeks ago?
Yes.
We had to move. I was doing that today. And last night, one of our guests came on, Michael Tompkins, last night or yesterday, whenever, he was saying, come on, this is Plank Monday.
Oh.
See, I like a challenge. And so I actually did a plank. He said a second for every year. I'm not telling you for every year, but I did do it 50 plus, and I stayed there holding for dear life. I did my plank. I got up. I moved. I did something.
That's awesome.
You have to.
This one doctor, and see, we got this information from the Pritkin Longevity Center. Yeah. But one of the doctors there says, I have 2 doctors. You know those 2 doctors? My 2 legs.
My 2 legs.
Those are your 2 doctors right there. Use your legs. If you have legs, use them. They're going to save your life. Regular activity controls weight, decrease risk of heart disease, improve body composition, lowers blood sugar, lowers blood pressure, reduce risk of some cancers, and it strengthens the bone. Move, people. Move. That's all I'm going to say about my number 1. You know the rest. Go ahead.
All right. So number 2. You see, I had to put the spectacles on here. So number 2, we need to lose excessive body fat, particularly belly fat. So the weight, being overweight, it causes us to compress our body organs. So as obesity can lead to heart failure. It is a very serious condition in which the heart is incapable of pumping enough blood to meet the body needs. So if you just imagine compressing your arm, and if you have a lot of fat, you're compressing those veins, you're compressing those muscles, so the body has to work extra hard to pump the blood and get it to where it needs to go. So it's very dangerous if you are overweight, especially if you have belly fat. And it says fat in the belly doesn't just sit there, it takes up space. And so when it's taking up that space, it's taking up space, and plump when it cooks it, it's taking up space, but it's also giving off a chemical in your body.
Oh my God, I got to get rid of this belly fat.
Yes,
Lord.
You have to give it out. And one thing about our bodies that I was reading is that when you're overweight, that fat is giving off the chemical, but it's also preventing you from being able to lose weight as you would. It kind of fights against you. The more fat you get. So, you're like, I just can't lose it. But the body is actually resisting to lose that extra fat.
Wow.
So that's my number 2. You saw that?
I saw that.
Oh,
yes.
I'm on it now. I'm on it now.
Yes.
All right. Give me 3 weeks. Next.
Okay, 3.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay, number 3. Number 3. Lower your non-HDL cholesterol. Okay. Now, we are used to the medical community or doctors or nurses that tell us to lower the LDL, which is called the bad cholesterol. But what this article is telling us is that we need to pay attention. We do need to pay attention to the non-LDL cholesterol because it is a predictor of cardiovascular disease.
Oh, wow.
It's the risk of it. So they said that if you lower your non-HDL and keep that under, let's say if you have heart disease or coronary heart disease, keep it under 80. And if you're healthy, keep it under 100.
Wow.
So a lot of times we pay attention to the other number, but they said that if you pay attention to that non-HDL cholesterol, that'll help you as well.
Wow.
Yes.
So talk to your doctor about your cholesterol, because in other words, there's plaque building up in your arteries, and that's a problem. We want to live a long time. We want your family members to live a long time. So that's why we have a lot of fun here on WGO, but we want you to be well. We want you to start over. Don't kick yourself for having that midnight ice cream. That was yesterday. Today is a new day. Let's go to new day. Let's go to number 4. We're trying to give you 9 quick ways to save your heart. This organ that needs to pump blood to all the parts of your body. Stop smoking and start living. Did you know that in the U.S. alone, tobacco kills the equivalent of 3 jumbo jets full of people crashing every day with no survivors?
Wow. Say that again.
Yes, please.
Did you know that in the U.S. alone, tobacco kills the equivalent of 3 jumbo jets full of people crashing every day? We're just killing ourselves by smoking with no survivors. Here's a sampling of the serious life-threatening conditions that are the direct result of smoking. Heart disease, breathing problems, lung cancer, kidney cancer, emphysema. We can't be in good health and we can't breathe. I can't imagine. It was either yesterday or last night. I had a little momentary, I don't know if it was a little cough or something got stuck from eating. And I was going, I said, that didn't feel good. So I don't understand how people will do something that's going to affect their breathing. You've got to breathe. And maybe it feels good today, but when you're 70, 80 years old and you're carrying this little pump of oxygen because you can't breathe, let's not tear down our life now.
It's our temple.
Yes.
Take care of the temple.
Next.
So number 5, lower your resting blood pressure to below 120/80. So it's very important that you regulate your blood pressure, have it under control, even when you're not doing anything, when you're sitting. It says because higher your blood pressure, the greater your risk of heart attack, stroke, congestive heart failure, kidney disease, loss of mental function, and dementia. So what's more dramatic increases the heart attack and stroke risk. So they don't begin with the 140/90, the numbers that are used to define high blood pressure. So we know it is serious. So we need to take in consideration what we need to do to lower our blood pressure. And so some of the things that you can do is eat 5 servings of vegetables and 4 servings of fruit daily.
I need to do that.
5 servings of vegetable and 4 servings of fruits. Cut back on calorie-dense foods loaded with sugar, fat, and other refined grains. Limit your consumption of sodium to a healthy level. Limit your alcohol drinking, and exercise daily. So these are the things that you need to do to help regulate and lower your blood pressure. Number 6,
prevent or control diabetes.
Ooh, yes.
Prevent or control diabetes. Preventing or controlling diabetes could save your heart and it can save your life. Did you know that heart attacks occur 2 to 4 times more in people that have diabetes than people who do not have diabetes?
Oh, wow.
Strokes.
Wow.
Strokes occur 2 to 4 times more with people that have diabetes than people that do not have diabetes. Wow. Okay, so diabetes can really create some life-crippling diseases, or illnesses like blindness, kidney failure, peripheral artery disease, which are blockages in the major arteries that feed your legs. You talked about the legs earlier, the doctors. Erectile dysfunction, we're talking about It is Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's Day.
Okay, so erectile dysfunction, diabetic neuropathy, which is a burning pain and loss of feeling in the feet and the hands. You know, diabetics, when they go to the doctors, they always want to see their feet. Poor wound healing, gangrene, and amputations. Yes, yes. The hopeful news is that since diabetes is largely it's a lifestyle change. It's a lifestyle related disease. So there's much that you can do or we can do in the way of lifestyle changes, and we've been talking about that for a moment. So we got to change our lifestyle: daily exercise, eating healthy. And educating yourself,
just like we're doing now.
Educating
we had to go
yourself,
find this information.
Right. Yes. So you don't want to rob your life. Right. We can do things that can rob our lives. So stop doing the things that rob you of a good life. Yes. I want to have a good
life. Okay. Number 7.
Number 7.
We got the countdown here. Right. Reduce inflammation. And I really didn't understand this one. I just said, what is this all about? And I'm going to read it real quick. It says, chronic inflammation in our bodies is often brought on by excess bad cholesterol and other lifestyle-related insults like high blood pressure, high blood glucose, being overweight, and smoking. What are the symptoms of chronic inflammation? Fatigue, fever, mouth sores, rashes, abdominal pain, chest pain. Wow. It's a lot that goes with this chronic inflammation. Research it. We don't have a lot of time, but diet, exercise, rest, drink water, quit smoking. If you notice, we keep saying the same things over again. But for this anti-inflammatory diet, we should include tomatoes, olive oil, green leafy vegetables, nuts, almonds and walnuts, fatty fish like salmon, fruits such as strawberries, blueberries, cherries, and oranges. Next.
Number 8, lower triglyceride levels. What is that? It's fat in your blood. Triglycerides are fat in your blood.
You just educated me.
And that is normally seen in your blood after you've eaten fatty meats or meals. You will find the fat. It goes right into your bloodstream. Normally when you go to the doctor, you have to go on a fast. That's usually why, so that you have time for the fatty to be removed from your bloodstream. If you've ever had blood removed, blood taken from you, and it looked kind of milky like a shake, it had fat in it, just so you'll know. Triglycerides. What do you need to do to make sure that you're trying to control your triglyceride levels? Okay, so you can lose excessive weight, which we've already said. We can eat less sugar, as we've already said. Other highly refined and processed carbohydrates, like white bread. Eat more fish high in omega-3 fats. Drink very little alcohol.
Ooh.
Wow.
Little alcohol, and exercise regularly. Number
9.
Quick to the point.
Keep a lid on the stress.
All right, tell us.
Keep a lid on the
got
stress.
10 seconds,
so,
20 seconds.
in your response to life's issues, the husband, the wife, the children, the
job.
bills, the job, all of that, how do you respond? C or C? Calm or crazy?
I'll take
Be
calm.
Be calm. What the song says, don't worry, be happy. Do not kill yourself behind life issues. Don't do it. Manage your stress. Calm down. Don't be crazy.
Bring the stress down.
Bring the stress down.
These have been 9 ways to save your heart. This is at the end of our show.
Yes.
We thank you.
It's Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's.
It's Valentine's Day.
We thank you for taking this ride with us.
No candy.
No candy. See, there's no candy in the candy boxes. Tammy, we thank you. Renee, we thank you. That's Smackdown Vera, I forgot. What we have for next week. We have Ronette Harrison.
All right.
And we got Ronette Harrison.
Harrison's going to be here from 104.1. She's a Sunday Joy personality, radio personality. So we're excited to have her. And if you are a Christian girl that rocks, we're having the event this Friday at the Topolino's restaurant. Be there at 6:30 to 8 o'clock. It's just going to be an hour and a half. We're going to come together and just fellowship. So come on out, wear your Christian Girl Rock t-shirts, and come on here, Beverly.
I forgot to say, if you really want to be in love this Valentine's, be in love with the Lord, you can find this book, Let's Take Our Devotion to another level. Let's take our devotion to another level. You can find it at holynationofwomen.org. holynationofwomen.org. You can purchase it there. We thank you for tuning in. We thank you for the faithful. We thank you for the likes, loves, and the shares. And if you have any comments, WGO2019@gmail.com.
Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's Day. And remember your heart health.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.